Kicking things off with these new look heels, I absolutely adore these, so much so that I have them in 3 different colours. These are in the baby blue and I haven't actually worn these yet just because I bought them on sale in the dead of winter and I haven't had a chance to because the weather hasn't been that great, but I am really looking forward to wearing them. I think they're so pretty. I love the colour blue and this is just such a pretty pastel shade for summer, I think. These are only about £17 or £18, so really affordable and just a really great summer shoe. Onto the white pair now, and these are obviously very easy to match because they're barely there. These shoes remind me of much more higher end shoes which aren't nearly as comfortable. I have tried them on and are also many times the price, so for £17 or £18 I really don't think you can go wrong. They're surprisingly comfortable even though there's very little support on the shoe, and they're pretty easy to walk in all things considered, so these are a great summer staple and just a really fun, nice, easy to match pair of shoes to have. The final pair in this style are in black, and these are obviously just a great basic to have. Can't really go wrong with black shoes, especially a nice black strappy sandal. So these, again, very comfy, not much more to say that I haven't said about the other 2 pairs, but excellent value for money and really just good basics to have in your wardrobe. These strappy sandals were from H&M and these were a bit more expensive. I think these were around the £60 mark, which for H&M is quite a lot of money, but they are real leather and they're just fantastic quality. They're very comfortable because they do lace up all the way, so there is a lot of support for your foot. They're quite edgy and they are a bit of a statement shoe, which isn't usually what I gravitate towards, but I really like these because they do add a little bit of toughness to any outfit. So whilst they don't get a huge amount of wear, I do still really like them. Onto more higher end sandals now, and this pair from Jimmy Choo I've had for about 10 years. They haven't had a whole ton of wear just because they are quite special occasion shoes and they aren't that easy to walk in if I'm being honest. There isn't a lot of support for your foot, and as you can see there's just a very thin strap which makes them very prone to falling off your foot. Nevertheless, I do have some really great memories in these, so I don't think I could ever get rid of them, but they don't get a lot of use now. Next up are another pair of Jimmy Choos, but much more recent ones. I bought these last year and I wore them for New Year's Eve. I adore these, they are so fun and glittery and just make such a statement and jazz up any outfit. They aren't the comfiest shoes, they're not really ones for walking, but I still really like them, and because of the strap you can go dancing in them for a short while anyway. They do need to be resoled, as I found out when I slipped in the rain, but I still really like them because they are just so fun and just really a glamorous shoe. Now for a pair from Misguided, and these are the only Misguided shoes I own, but I'm so impressed with them, so I need to look at their shoe section more often. They are really affordable. I think they're about £30 and surprisingly pretty comfortable as well. I find that the more straps a shoe has, the more comfy they are, and obviously this has a lot of ties to keep your foot nice and secure. They're very neutral, so very easy to match, and even though they have a very high heel, they're pretty comfortable too. Now onto Peep-Toes, and the first pair is from by Marc Jacobs. I've had these for probably about 10 years as well, a really long time. I've had so much use out of them, and even though not everyone's a fan of kitten heels, I find them very practical and just easy to wear, so for that I love them. These are actually glitter shoes. I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but they shimmer a little bit when you walk, which is why I love them so much, so I often find myself reaching for these in the summer months just to team with little fun dresses. Next up are a pair of Manolo Blahniks, and I first saw these on Kerry in Sex and the City. Such a cliche, I know. These are the Dulce style and I think they are so beautiful, but unfortunately they are a little bit big for me. I bought them online so I didn't realise it and they were too late to return, but I love them nonetheless. I need to get some kind of insole to try and make them work, but I am walking a little bit funny because of that, so they haven't been worn yet and they are just decoration in my room for now, but hopefully I will make them work one day. Now for a very bright pair of shoes. These were an outlet find. I bought them from the US and they're by Stuart Weitzman. Unfortunately, these are another pair that I haven't worn yet. I really like them, but I'm not much of a statement shoe person and I find them really difficult to pair. Every time I go to put them on to wear out, I end up changing out of them just because I always think the neutral pair of shoes looks better, but hopefully one day because they are quite comfy, but they're just very bright. Onto my favourite category now, which is court shoes. I adore court shoes and I have quite a few pairs. Before I get into describing this pair, I do just want to say I apologise for the lighting in this video. I know it's a bit funny, but it was crazy weather today, and as a result I accidentally overexposed some of my shots, so that's why the lighting is a bit all over the place. But this pair is from H&M and these were actually a gift from my brother. I really like these. White is such an easy neutral and these are just very flattering with a little V cut at the toes. Very comfy to wear. I'm not sure if they're fully leather, but just a really nice neutral to have in my wardrobe, I think. This metallic pair is from ASOS and I really wasn't sure about these when I first bought them, but they have grown to become a firm favourite in my collection. They are surprisingly easy to wear. I thought these might be occasional shoes only, but silver is actually a great neutral to jazz up any outfit, so I find myself reaching for these in all seasons with any outfit. They just seem to go with everything. They're a couple of years old now, but I still reach them all the time just because I think it's quite a classic silhouette, and as I said, they're just very easy to match and they're also fairly comfortable as well. Now for another outlet find, and these are the only pair of Gucci shoes that I own, and I think they're also the only pair of wedge heels that I own as well. I love these because I find them perfect for those in-between events when you don't want to be too dressy but you also don't want to be too casual either. They're very comfortable because of the wedge heel, and I really like the shade of brown, very easy to match and perfect for going into autumn, winter when the weather does start to cool down a bit. I really like these. I find myself teaming them with jeans quite a lot, but you could go with dresses as well. I just find them very easy to pair in general. Now for my only pair of Christian Louboutin shoes. These are absolutely stunning. I adore them so much. I got them for Christmas last year and they're very special shoes. They are very high, so they have a 100mm heel, and as you can see the detail on them is amazing. They have little gold studs all the way around them. That said, they are excruciating to walk in. They are the most uncomfortable shoes I've ever tried on, so they're definitely going to dinner shoes only. You have to be sat down wearing these because there is no way you can stand up for even 10 minutes at a time. They are very uncomfortable, but they are pretty much works of art, so that's what I treat them like, and I love them nonetheless. Next up is pretty much my favourite pair of shoes, the Valentino Rockstuds. I adore these. I think they are such beautiful classic shoes. They were very expensive, but well worth the money in my opinion. I have mine in the patent leather in the colour Rose Poudre, which is just a great neutral colour. It really goes with everything. I also think that they're very flattering on the feet, and I do get so many questions about these shoes because they are so popular. I would say that they're comfortable, but they are very high, so definitely still going to dinner shoes. You won't be able to walk very far on these unless you're an absolute pro, which I definitely am not. Because I loved my Valentino Rockstuds so much, I did decide to get them in another colour and style. So these are the Kitten Heels. They do have a lower heel and another strap. These are very comfortable to walk in. I really like them, but these are actually brand new and I don't know whether I'm going to keep them because I did ask for the beige and black and they sent me the rose poudre and black by accident. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to keep them or return them, but I do really like the style and they are much more comfortable than the higher heel version. So if you're concerned about the heel height of the other pair, then definitely give these a try because these are much more comfortable in my opinion. Now for another favourite pair of mine, and these are by Gianvito Rossi. I hope I said that name right. I think this style is called the Plexi pump, and these are loved by fashion bloggers all over the world, and I can absolutely see why. They're so glamorous and chic. They are very high and I do need a heel guard to stop my foot from slipping out, but I love them nonetheless. It does look very painful on my toes. I know it looks like my toes are really squished, but the plastic actually molds your foot, so looks can be deceiving and these are more comfortable than they look. That said, they're still definitely going to dinner shoes. You can't walk very far on these, or at least I can't, but I really like them anyway just because I think they make such a statement. Now for a slightly more practical pair of shoes. I bought these from Zara about 8 years ago. I've had them a really long time, but I still reach for these just because I love the colour. I think the shaded turquoise is really lovely and I'm a sucker for suede. They're very comfortable, the heel height is very practical, and these were fantastic value for money. I think they're about £30. I think it is real suede and they're just very lovely. I love this very simple style. They're very easy to match and just very flattering on the foot, as well as very easy to walk in, which is a big factor for me in deciding how much I like a shoe. On the other end of the spectrum are these BB pumps from Manolo Blanik. As you can tell by my funny walking in them, these are not comfortable or easy to walk in. I wore these for a wedding last summer in Spain, and whilst they looked amazing with my dress, they were excruciatingly painful. I had heard really good things about the BB pumps, so I might try them in a lower heel height, but certainly these were too high and unstable for me, so whilst I love to look at them and potentially wear them for dinner dates, these are definitely not for walking or for all-day events, just because they're that little bit too uncomfortable. Now for a slightly more boring pump, this basic pair of shoes from ASOS are nevertheless a staple. They may be quite plain and boring, but I really value shoes like this just because they go with everything and they're often a lifesaver when it comes to putting together outfits at the last minute. These are really affordable. I think they're around £40. I've had them for about a year. They've worn pretty well. I do need to resole them because they don't do well in wet weather, but I should probably keep Suede out of wet weather anyway. I really like these just because you can really match them with absolutely anything. Next up is another pair of black suede shoes, and I got these from LK Bennett. I bought these from Cheshire Oaks and I got them on sale, but I did get them a half size too small because that's all they had. Lesson learned, never do that. I do wear these sometimes, but I have to wait till winter because if my feet swell up even a little bit, these are much too uncomfortable, but I still really like them because of the cute little ladylike details like the scallop edging and the little bow, but unfortunately I can't get that much use out of them because I got the wrong size. If this pair of pumps looks familiar, that's because they are very, very similar, if not exactly the same style, to my turquoise ones. These are also from Zara, but if anything, these get even more wear just because they're such a great neutral colour. I don't really have too many tan things, but these really do go with everything. I've had them a very long time, which is why they look so worn out. They pretty much moulded to my foot though, so they are very comfortable, and for long work days I will often reach for these because I still think they look pulled together enough whilst being super comfy to wear. Now onto the Floret pump from LK Bennett. I talked about this shoe recently in a video and I cannot say enough good things about this style. I do have this in black as well, but I left that pair at work, so I only have the grey to show you today. I love these. These are a pretty new acquisition for me just because I loved my first pair so much and I wear them so much. The perfect heel height, very elegant, very workwear appropriate, and just really fantastic shoes which are very, very good quality and very good value for money in my opinion. And now for my very last pair of shoes. These are also from LK Bennett, and this is actually the first pair of LK Bennett shoes I ever bought and what started my love affair with the brand. As you can tell, these are very worn. They're really quite dirty now. They could probably do with a clean. They're also a little bit outdated, but I could never really get rid of them just because I have so many memories in them because I wore them so much. I love LK Bennett. I think they just do fantastic shoes. Even with quite high heels, they always manage to be very, very comfortable as well. So absolutely love LK Bennett, cannot say enough good things about them. And that's it for my shoe collection. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next one.